and welcome to Empowered Tarot. I'm Marissa, and I just wanted to take a few moments here today to introduce you to what I call Empowered Tarot. And this is going to be a sample of the feel and energies around the Empowered Tarot readings that I offer on my site, www.growintheflow.site. And this is where you are able to see the offerings that I currently have, and among them I talk about Empowered Tarot readings. So this video is going to be a little bit of a flavor for what an Empowered Tarot reading is, what my style of tarot reading is, and what you can expect in an Empowered Tarot reading. So the first thing I like to do is just talk about the different styles of ways to connect with the tarot. And the tarot, of course, is that traditional deck that has universal signs and symbols that have been used to connect in with universal consciousness, connecting in with our higher selves, which is an inner knowing that we all have. And so using those signs and symbols is a way for us to be empowered to connect in with our own inner knowing. It helps us to glean perspectives and insights and have guidance in any different types of questions, situations in life, different areas that we may be looking to illuminate. So when we look at the tarot, it can be read predictively or prescriptively. A predictive tarot reading is what a lot of people are familiar with, and that's where you might be asking a question about something in the future, whether, if it will happen, when it will happen, asking the cards to communicate what may happen for you in the future. It's predicting. And there certainly is a lot of value in using the tarot as that tool. There's another way, which is the way of the Empowered Tarot process that I have put together that is prescriptive. And what that is we're connecting in with the energies around a specific situation, a question, an inquiry that you may have. It can be about love, career, relationships. It can be about any number of things that you would consult the tarot for. And we're going to connect in with the energies around that situation in a given moment. And what that does is illuminate potentialities. There's energy around a situation. Will I get that job? Well, we set an intention of what it is that we would like to get some insight on from the tarot. And we connect in with our higher selves and we say, will you get that job? And we pull a card and we take a look at it to say, what the energy around that situation is in this moment. And what that does is it blends with our free will. We always have free will. So while we can predict when things might happen, and we can kind of use it as a fortune-telling tool or something in that regard, we can also use it prescriptively to see what the energy is around the situation, what the best path forward may be, something that maybe we're not seeing about the situation, a block, something that could be illuminated for us, and some next best steps forward and a potential outcome. So, it just helps to glean perspectives around potentialities that always blend with our free will. So I have more about that on the website with the description of my readings. But when you book an Empowered Tarot reading, I will send you a welcome email. And we will connect to see what area it is that you're looking for some insight into, any specific questions that you may have. And I will put together a custom spread for your Empowered Tarot reading. Now, the style of the reading as I do it, as I'm demonstrating here today, is a pre-recorded reading. So what that means is you don't have to be available for your reading and you're not physically present for your reading. So that means I'm connecting in with your energy. I'm pulling in all kinds of different healing tools that I use to enhance your reading and infuse it with the highest vibrational energy. So that can be anything from essential oil, sprays, crystals, color, a number of different tools that I use and incorporate in to enhance the reading. That all gets set up on a healing altar for you where I will record your reading. So you'll be seeing that in a moment when I put the camera down of how I will then conduct the reading and send it to you with a full report that has color photos of all of your cards, your altar elements, additional resources, and anecdotes that come up throughout the reading that you get to review in your own time. And the video and report are yours to keep. So of course you can revisit the video at any time. You can pause it, return back to it. The video will have timestamps below in the comments that you're able to navigate it if you just want to cut to question 2 or just want to see that last oracle card message that came up from your higher self. You know, that's a way that you can move around. So I just wanted to give you a quick intro to kind of give you an idea of what Empowered Tarot reading is and to demonstrate for you this alternative way that, you know, there is something for in-person reading of tarot cards, which in the current climate and with all of the technology and abilities we have today, this is an alternative that has enabled me to connect with people all over the world. So while I'm on the East Coast of the United States, I have read for people in Canada, in the UK, in Australia, in New Zealand, all over the world. And it's an awesome way for us to connect, but also to bring forward something for you that you will have to be able to refer back to and use as a tool that you can have to glean perspective and empower you to move forward with your free will, with the insight, with the guidance that comes forward in the cards. And of course, there's always follow-up available. So once you have reviewed your video and your report and gone through everything, please come back with any clarifying questions or anything that has come up for you. We will be able to look into that and clarify. Now, if you have any specific questions or areas, or if there's a different type of reading that you're interested in, I welcome you to let me know, because I customize readings all the time, have different spreads and readings available, but this is specifically to look at the Empowered Tarot style of reading that I am offering here. So please feel free in the comments or to reach out through my website. All of that information is below, and I'm happy to answer any questions that you have, to show you further samples, to really share this beautiful way of connecting in with the amazing tool that is the tarot. So let's go ahead and put the camera down and we will see what's in the cards. Let's check it out. Okay, so hello again and welcome here to the altar I have set up for this demonstration of the Empowered Tarot reading. So this is an example of how a healing altar might be set up and have for you color energies that have come forward, healing energy sprays that infuse the reading throughout, as well as crystal energies that come up and other healing tools that are brought in to enhance the reading. So today what I'm connecting in with is this beautiful spray, the Archangel Metatron Higher Self Connection Spray for Awareness and Intuition. And these are by Amanda Ellis of Angelic Celestial Colors. Information is always provided below in the comments. But this is a beautiful spray for connecting in with our higher selves. And that's what we're doing when we're connecting with the tarot as a tool. I am connecting in with my higher self as well as yours so that we can access this inner knowing and glean perspective. I've also brought in the sprays for one of my primary guides, Archangel Metatron, as well as Archangel Sandalphon, because that's helping us to bring in the guidance that's coming in from universal consciousness and anchor it in and root it in a way that helps us bring it into practical ways to apply it into our everyday lives. Okay? Now, traditionally, when I do these readings, I will usually bring in 2 decks, and I explain that ahead of your reading about why I like doing that. But one of the reasons is I often use other artists' depictions of the traditional tarot. I have the traditional tarot here, and I have another artist's depiction of that, the Psychic Tarot by John Holland, which is an awesome deck. So you will see traditional symbology today, as well as another creator's interpretation of the traditional tarot, and see how they work together. Sometimes the same card comes up twice, which really helps to enhance and add meaning to the reading. So what I'd like to do today is, this is just going to be a brief reading. Empowered Tarot readings are typically anywhere from 30 to 60 minutes, depending on which reading you have selected. Today, this will be abbreviated, but again, to give you the flavor. So we're going to set an intention for a collective reading today. And I'm just going to look at it with a 3-card spread. I'm going to be picking 3 cards from this deck and 3 cards from this deck to look at past, present, and future energies around you. As a collective reading, we're connecting in with that collective energy. So again, some parts may resonate more than others. You are always welcome to take what resonates and leave the rest. Now, as I record this video today, it is actually the full moon in Aries. So there is a lot of transformative energy abounding today, a lot of releasing, letting go, forgiveness. So we may find that that energy is present in this reading, but just know that whenever you're viewing this video, the messages that are coming forward are intended for you. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and get started. I'm going to first pull cards from the traditional Rider-Waite tarot deck, and this is the radiant version, which I love because of the bold colors. And color plays a big part in empowered tarot because in this case we brought forward the purple to develop mental clarity and the gold to attract abundance into our lives. But there's always guidance from the color energies, and we often find them to come up throughout the reading as well. So let's go ahead and pick 3 cards for past, present, and future energy. So we're setting intentions as we're pulling the cards. We're taking a look at past, present, future energies around the collective. Those of you who will view this video, guidance and insight. So let's go ahead and have those 3 cards, and then I'm going to bring in the Psychic Tarot as well to enhance the meanings and messages coming up in those first 3 cards. So each one of these will correspond with, again, our past, present, and future positions. Past, present, and future. The other thing I like to do is pull a message from your higher self that we look at the end of the reading. So I will be doing that today from a simple affirmation deck as well. So I'll do that at the end. Let's go ahead and flip these cards over and see what comes up. Okay, move this over here. All right, beautiful. Okay. So when we're looking at past energy that's coming in, we are getting the Queen of Swords, and we are getting this card here, which is the 4 of Swords. So we're getting swords energy. It's depicted here as rest and rejuvenate. So what's that implying is coming from the past energy that is around you at this time. The Queen of Swords does denote some clarity coming in, some cutting through things, and bringing in some truth and clarity, but in a very unemotional, detached way. She's very self-assured. This is a personality energy. So oftentimes with court cards in the tarot, such as this Queen of Swords, this can denote you. It can also be someone around you. So there could be in your recent past, within your, I'd say like within the last 6 months or so, recent past of, interactions with someone or yourself asserting energies that are like the Queen of Swords. The Queen of Swords, again, being very unemotional, detached, able to cut through to the crux of the matter, may not mince words, very direct, very decisive. Now, this energy that's supporting that is the 4 of Swords, which denotes a need for rest and rejuvenation. It denotes a need to sort of detach and go within. And you see here that the figure is in the woods, meditating, and seems to be connecting in with their self, with their higher self, or detaching in some way from the hustle and bustle. So just here in the recent past around you, I'm finding a need to really rest and rejuvenate, to recover, to step away from. And that may be here, again, a personality or energy around you that maybe has been a little harsh, a little intense. And so you're finding yourself like in need of a vacation. I need a break. I need to step away. I need some time to really gather my thoughts, because the Swords suit in the tarot is about mental capacity, thoughts, ideas, analysis, things going on in the head. So there's a lot of thinking going on. There's a lot of energy here that's present in the upper chakras, the crown chakra, the third eye. There's a lot of thinking, a lot of analysis going on, and sometimes we just need a breather. And this is suggesting that something outdoors, something in nature, open air, space, cutting away, getting away from perhaps some more harsh or intense energies that you're coming out of from the recent past. So that's what's the first hit coming up for the past. I like to kind of move in through the reading and see what comes up in the next positions, and then they all kind of weave together and tell a story. So we have another court card coming up for our present energy, which is the Knight of Wands. And we have the Patience card, which is Temperance, which is a beautiful energy. So here, the Knight of Wands is another court card. It's personality. It's fiery. There's movement. This is a message of action coming in. Again, the current time that I'm recording this, it is the full moon in Aries. This is perfect because there's a lot of energy coming in at the present time that's about burning through, transmuting, moving through energies that maybe are no longer serving, things that you're ready to let go of, things that you're transmuting into action steps that you're going to take because you've been planting seeds. You've had ideas. You've had things that you're wanting to bring forward, and you have been patiently waiting for them to bloom. You have been waiting for them to take root. And you see here how beautifully it's depicted in, from this tiny seed comes this beautiful flower. And what this is denoting is right now at present, you're in a place of the seedling stage of, or reflecting on the things that you have intended, the things that you have planted, but advice is that as you plant it, envision what it's going to look like. Take the time to really imagine what that seed's going to be like when it blooms. This could be any number of ideas and things that you're looking to bring in to move forward. This could be new business ventures, new jobs, new homes, new places that you're looking to go. Just different action steps. These could be things that you're looking to do around your home, purchases you'd like to make, any number of things that you're setting an intention at present for things you would like to bring into your life. And so the Knight of Wands energy is a wonderful energy for helping to really stoke those flames and get things going so that you can start to plant those seeds, cultivate them, and allow them to grow. And yes, I'm sorry, that is something that can take some patience, right? And so what the advice is to stay focused on is envisioning that growth that you're looking to bring in, staying focused on what you have here in the palm of your hand that you are manifesting. And that's really a beautiful energy. And how do we connect in with that? Well, we have here this time of rest and rejuvenation that has been needed, and perhaps something that you haven't been able to bring in. Now you're having an opportunity to really step into allowing that to come forward. Allowing yourself to bring forward the things that will enable you to really get your fields in tip-top shape for what you are bringing forward. The other thing that Temperance has to say is that moderation is needed, finding the middle way. So there is, again, if there's been any energies that have been sort of sharp or harsh or difficult to navigate, or maybe you have been feeling indecisive, you haven't been able to detach emotion and get clear on things so that you can really rev up the motor and get the things coming forward. There's an opportunity to sort of find that middle ground, find that middle place where you are able to blend emotion and definitive action and thought, which is that swords energy. Because again, we have double swords energy coming in from the past, which is informing the present. So now when we take a look at what's coming up in the future, okay, I have two cards here. We have another suit from the tarot. This is a minor arcana card, so it's just energy that's around a situation. We're talking about the future. We get the Nine of Wands. Now, we just had the Knight of Wands. Wands are the fire element. Wands are the sparks of all the ideas, the work, the action, the things that it can be career. It can be, again, if we're building a business or we're performing some type of work that's coming forward. This is showing in the future energies. And again, I'm doing like a 6 months out, back and forward. So from the time that you're viewing this, we're kind of looking at 6 months forward from the time that we're planting these seeds and we're getting the sparks going. You're going to be working. There's going to be a lot of work involved, and the Nine of Wands does depict that. I'm going to bring that up for you to see here, that you can see that this person has definitely been probably coming full circle around again to being ready for rest and rejuvenation, ready for a break, ready for a vacation. But I'm not getting the sense that it's anything overly so. Like it's telling you that yes, there is work involved. It is necessary to step back and take a look at how far you have come. Any frustrations that come up about how long things are taking, if it seems like it's not progressing as you thought it would progress, which is all totally natural and human instinct for us to feel like we want it now. That patience part is really can be challenging. So how do we navigate that? Well, on one hand, we're getting here, this need to sort of step back and acknowledge the steps that you've already taken, all of this work that you have already done, all of the things that you've been bringing in all along, you have them all here with you, that sometimes if one little piece of the puzzle hasn't quite fit into place yet, that it is not to despair, not to give up, to hang in there. Some more work is needed, but persevere. Perseverance is key. Now, this is not a tarot card. In this deck, they have chakra cards as well. So this is bringing in the energy of the throat chakra. And that is our chakra, the energy center in our throat where we communicate, how we express ourselves. So, in this process of perhaps dealing with this personality, if that was resonating with you, and kind of feeling like it's time for you to take charge, it's time for you to get into the driver's seat at present, and I'm definitely seeing that interaction here between these two personalities, okay? Coming up against someone who, and again, this can be boss energy, this can be somebody who's in a position of directing, again, the Queen of Swords has no problem giving orders and communicating. She can communicate like nobody's business. So over here, if this were you at present, what you're wanting to bring forward and perhaps some changes you're looking to bring forward, insights that came for you in this process of connecting in, resting, rejuvenating, plant those seeds, you're envisioning what you're manifesting. Over here, feeling the effects of all of that, it may be time for you to open up that throat chakra and communicate and speak your truth, to communicate what it is that, you have to say about this thing that you're bringing forward. Now, what I would like to do is pull two clarifying cards, because I really like to be able to get excited about the future, to really have a sense as we connect in with our higher selves, what might we expect? We're talking about 6 months out here from this present time where patience is needed, moderation is needed. We're bringing in this energy. What do we need to know about this future potentiality of hard work, perseverance, and communicating and speaking our truths? What do we need to know about that? So we'll just pull in 2 additional cards. Okay, and see what comes up. See now, this is what I love about the tarot. So now we have the Queen's meeting her match in the King of Swords, okay? So anything that you are having trouble communicating to this energy, and again, this doesn't have to be a person. It can be an energy, a situation in your past that you have really struggled with, that you have worked very hard with, that you're coming through this process of, again, pulling those weeds, cultivating those fields, planting those seeds, and now we're getting ready to step into this new energy that you will embody. So in the future, you may embody this, or the situation can take on. So again, very similar to the Queen of Swords is the King of Swords, very much in their power, definitive, clear-cut, those swords can be used to really help to bring in truth and clarity. And there's a lot. I mean, we're seeing now the color blue is coming up here repeatedly in the energy of the cards that are coming forward. And we have another one down here. All of this energy of the blue, the throat chakra, communicating, expressing ourselves, okay, standing in our power and speaking our truth. How do we speak our truth? Well, yes, physically, literally speaking, but also there's many different ways to communicate. There's many different ways for us to express ourselves. So what you're bringing forward in the future is going to enable you to better express yourself, to stand in your power, to feel like you have a voice in something. Again, situation, interaction with someone, people, energies, okay? And so this beautiful card is ultimately coming up here for us to wrap up this reading. This is the Six of Swords, and it brings in the energy of moving on, moving forward. Now, patience and time. What does he have here? A pocket watch, okay? So looking ahead 6 months into the future or so from the time that you're viewing this, we're talking about time to move on, to move through, to move forward. Now, one of the things I love about having my two decks here, and Spirit always shows me that when the card is right there on the top, I was meant to bring it in. This is the original tarot's version, the traditional tarot of this same card. So these two are the same card, the Six of Swords and the Six of Swords. We're moving on. We're loading up the boat and we're heading on out of here. It denotes moving through emotion. Water is emotion. Look at all the blue again. You're moving through an emotional time, turbulent waters, things that could have been very challenging, communications that have been challenging, tiring, all of the energies that we've been talking about. But now we're moving forward into smoother waters. And this is denoting that you are protected, you are guided. Now, this version, I like to interpret it any number of ways because this can denote you and your inner child healing, moving forward. This can be a guide. This can be your higher self steering the boat. Okay, but you're moving on. And typically it's denoting that you're moving on onwards and upwards. You're moving on to smoother waters and moving forward in a positive momentum, in a positive way. So this is a fabulous way to round out this reading. And one last thing I like to say, and I'm going to link below just a quick little mindful minute video I did way back, which is kind of inspired by the Six of Swords energy that's about moving through these swords. And when I talked about swords being thoughts, ideas, the mental capacity, sometimes if we get too much in our head, we might be lugging and carrying with us these old thoughts, these old beliefs, these old understandings that could be weighing us down. I like to envision each one of these swords that as I examine them and take a look and see what's working, what's not, what is no longer true, maybe a story that I was telling myself or something I was believing that I can let go of now. So if each of these swords represented a limiting belief or an outdated story that I've been carrying with me, maybe it's about guilt, shame, regret, thoughts of not enough, not being enough, not having enough, comparisons to others, whatever that may be. Imagine if I just dropped those swords overboard and allowed them to gently float away, lightening my load and making it more buoyant so that I can flow forward with more grace and ease. Okay. And that's a really beautiful energy to be rounding out this quick look at past, present, future energy around you and looking at it from an empowered place because it puts you empowered to move forward now with this information, with this insight and guidance that has come forward. You can now choose how you're going to take that forward with you. Okay, so let's close it out here by bringing in, I chose The Universe Has Your Back. And wow, blue, what do you know? I chose this deck by Gabrielle Bernstein, because I just wanted a quick message. We're connecting in with the universe today. We're connecting in with our higher selves. So I thought, how about the universe has your back? So let's just get a little affirmation for the collective to close out this reading. I celebrate all the greatness in my life. Yes, and I love how we have all the colors coming forward here, because again, the greatness is everything. It's the lessons, the blessings, the struggles, the challenges, all brings forward opportunity for us to connect in with the higher purpose that may be serving in our life and what it has come in order to teach us, to inform us, to help us to expand and grow. So this is really beautiful. What I'm going to do is close this out, and I'm going to take some pictures of these cards and elements that have come forward to finish up this video so that you can see the rest of this sample. And again, I'd like to thank you so much for taking the time to join me. I hope these messages have resonated with you. If you have any questions at all, please see my contact information below. I encourage you to like this video, to share it if you're interested in the Empowered Tarot style and learning more. Again, please follow, and thank you so much. Sending you many blessings. Much love. Take good care.